Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. Andrew. What I have for you today is an improvisational evasion survival skill, and that's how to make a saw out of materials we find available during our evasion. Now remember, everything is fair game in survival and evasion. So if we find a resource, collect it up, take it with us, move back to the hide site or our campsite, and then we can use it there by crafting it into tools, whether it's terminal tackle that we find at the water's edge, hooks, bobbers, line. We can craft that together, make a cane pole, hobo reel, and have a fishing kit. If we're moving through an urban area and we happen to find food and water, we collect that stuff up, throw it in our bag, move back to our hide site, and now we've got chow. We're out here in farm country where everything is a little bit more dispersed, maybe a few different pockets of construction sites as well, or down vehicles in the woods. We collect up that metal material, that plastic material, trash, whatever's available, tools even, and we take it back to our hide site and a campsite, and we put it to use crafting different tools, and this is one of those techniques. Now, if we're smart, we're gonna have a survival kit that's got a saw already in it, a little wire saw or a Commando saw that we can use to cut down material. That saw is gonna be the most efficient tool for us as part of a survival kit because it's efficient, cost-effective for calories, meaning that we can saw fairly easily using two hands, or creating a bow saw like this one right here. We can actually use this with one hand, take down material. Not the easiest thing in the world. This wire is going to break eventually, but it saves us calories, and then on top of that, it's quiet. We want a quiet tool to take down material. If we don't have this saw, or we can't craft one, we're going to have to rely on our knife, then maybe our multi-tool, or that Swiss Army knife. But if we don't have a saw on either of those tools and all we have is just a pocket knife, we're gonna have to use this, and we're gonna beaver chew around material like this. And the problem with that is we take the chance of dulling our knife prematurely because we want to use this to craft different traps so we can go after large game, or we want to use this to start a fire, a friction fire, by carving a bow drill, or we want to use this to actually process that game out. And a dull knife, it's very hard to do, so we don't want to damage the edge. We also don't want to cut into ourselves and create an injury. If we're going to cut down material with a small little knife like this, and this tree right here, we're going to have to use a dig stick or a baton. Because what we're going to do is actually beaver chew into that material and beaver chew all the way around the trunk, cutting up and then cutting down with that blade to beaver chew it to get it to a point where it's thin enough for us to actually break this material down. The other problem with that, besides taking a chance and breaking our knife, is this. We create a rhythmic sound that can be heard a long ways off. Because it's rhythmic and repeated, and people are gonna hear that and be drawn to that noise. We don't wanna give away our position, and we don't want to draw attention to ourselves, and we want to safeguard our tools ourselves and then keep this for as long as possible. So that's why we need to create a saw. Now, looking around this area, there's a bunch of dead, down farm equipment that's got a lot of wire on it from a lot of different farming activities, whether it's creating chicken coops or setting up fencing. There's wire. Chicken wire is going to be great for this improvisational technique because we're going to use that wire, like I have right here, to create our own Commando wire saw. Really strong wire that's going to cut through material for us efficiently and quietly. Now, chicken wire is going to work great for this technique, and if we can find enough wire, roughly fingertip to fingertip length with our arms fully extended, that's exactly what we want. Now we're gonna come up to the ends of our wire here. Once we break this wire off or find a long enough section, we're gonna find our two ends, and we're gonna take them, we're gonna fold them and twist them over top of each other. So we're just twisting the wire in opposite directions, over top of each other. Now typically, chicken wire is gonna be somewhere around, speaking of birds, now typically chicken wire is gonna be somewhere around maybe 18 gauge, 20 gauge. I wouldn't go any larger than 18 gauge, and I wouldn't go any smaller than maybe 22, 24 gauge. If you get really small at 24 gauge, what happens when we use this is that we saw and it heats up so much that the wire actually snaps. So we want to have thick gauge wire, or thick as possible, we can find and still work with our hands fairly easily. So 18 gauge is what this looks like. Now what we want to do, once we have this into a loop, is stretch it out into one continuous loop If you guys can see that, I'll try to hold it against my shirt so you guys can see. Now what we want to do is grab a couple of toggles, and this is where we can actually use our knife. Your knife to take down material, like these two toggles that I've taken down right here, or we can just grab some sticks off the forest floor, just make sure they're strong, and then break them. We just want to create toggles, 2 simple toggles. These are going to be our handholds. Now what I like to do is I'm going to come up here where I twisted that wire. I'm going to put my toggle in there, and I'm going to twist clockwise, just so it helps me remember. I'm just going to put 1 or 2 twists in so it holds. So I've got something like this. And now once I have that, I'm actually going to put this in between my feet. I'm going to step on it. Come up here and find the exact middle of my loop, put my other toggle, and I'm going to start turning and twisting clockwise. And one thing you'll notice is that the wire is now getting taut and wrapping on itself. Because remember, I'm standing on the other end. And so I just twist. Right, so I'm going to twist until this thing gets nice and tight, and I have at least 3 or 4 wraps of the wire every inch on this. What we're going to do, take one toggle out of the wire and put both looped ends of the wire onto one toggle. And then now I'm going to grab this toggle. I'm going to find the exact middle of my new loop that I created. And then now I'm going to twist again clockwise. And actually a good technique is to find a tree that's got a good branch. We can actually put one of these toggles in, pull it tight, and twist really easily. So I'm going to take that toggle, I'm going to put it right here in these branches. I'm going to pull down away from the branches. If I pull up, it's going to come out. And then now put my other toggle in. All I have to do is twist clockwise. I'm going to try to do this without losing it. And you got to keep tension on the actual wire here. You have to pull down and provide tension. And what we're doing here is creating improvisational ridges, much like a regular Commando saw. It's going to have those ridges on it. This is going to do the same thing. And if I need to, I can adjust by moving this toggle closer to the tree so I don't lose it out of my fork right here. And so what you guys will notice is that as we wrap the wire over on itself clockwise again, we're taking those 2 strands that we bent over, created a bite in the wire, and now they're wrapping over top of each other, and it's creating teeth almost. That's exactly what we want. We want those teeth because that's going to help cut into the wood. You're going to feel the wire, and it's going to feel rippled, much like my abs, rippled and lethal. That's right, rippled and lethal. Now once we get to a good stopping point, we can tell. We don't want it too tight, but you can see my toggle wants to fly out. That's how I know we're getting to a stopping point. Now it's not very big, or as you guys can see with that wire, it's maybe a foot, but that's just enough to give us the ability to cut down material. And this Commando wire saw that we've crafted now as part of our toolkit can fit inside that tin or our pocket, but this is going to be great for taking down material, especially green material. Don't forget to add a little dirt over top of the fresh cut. It's obviously still a cut, but that dirt makes it look older than it actually is. And if our pursuers think this is old, maybe that'll throw them off just a little bit more. That Commando wire saw obviously works. All right, guys, that does it for me. Just a quick improvisational demonstration today on a Commando wire saw that we can craft just using materials we find in our survival scenario or during evasion to take down material and better provide for our needs. Something that's cost effective, calorie-wise, efficient cutting tool that we can use, and it's going to be quiet so we avoid detection and we don't give our position away. So I really hope you like this video today, a down and dirty one today. Probably going to do a lot of these series with just single or maybe 2 or 3 improvisational skills for survival. But if you did like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment in the comment section. I always appreciate your feedback. I want to thank you guys for everything you do for me, for this channel, for your likes, your views, your subscriptions, your comments, your feedback, and your shares. And I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks. Now take out a sentry.